Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. It's a lot of twos. First day of fall, summer is over. The long and dreadful and here in way too sunny and way too hot Phoenix, Scottsdale area of Arizona, record-setting hottest summer ever since recording began. Obviously not going back to whenever the earth was a big ball of fire or something. But it seemed like that here this summer. Temps over 110 degrees for over 50 days over this summer. So here, we're glad the fall's over. Of course, it's not like the temperature knows a date on a calendar that man made up. I think the high was about 108 today and yesterday. So not yet a break from the heat. But technically, fall ushers in the second biggest spending holiday of the year, here in the U.S. at least, Halloween. And so it can't be early enough to start planning your Halloween promotions. And you might be thinking, well, this year, certainly happening here in Phoenix or in Arizona in general, whatever it is, governments all over the whole, they're all anti-business, not all, but many big cities are all anti-business. You got to stay shut down. They think it's throwing a bone to restaurants to go, hey, you can open. Good news, you can open again at 25% capacity. In other words, you can't open again. If any restaurant a year ago, you told them, hey, you could only have 25% capacity in the restaurant, they go, thanks a lot, I'll be out of business in no time. So that's all nonsense. So all these anti-business and anti-life and anti-home of the free, land of the brave. We're now in the land of the overregulated and the home of the fearful. And so there's all these regulations, certainly in this area, about what you can and cannot do for Halloween. Frowned upon is any trick-or-treating, any opposite trick-or-treating, where, for instance, you put bowls of candy out on the lawn and let kids pick them up, or something like the parents go door-to-door handing candy to kids, or trunk and treat, where you put the candy in the trunk and the kids come in. They're like, holiday parties, Halloween parties, none of that. It could all mean people are too close together, and besides, handing candy out means you're handling candy unless you're sanitizing every single bag and every... life has gotten totally ridiculous in this shut down society now. I mean, think about it. If restaurants are being told, hey, good news, you can operate at 25% capacity because that's what the Fauci and the other fraudsters consider safe, well, then shouldn't we have the highways operating at only 25% of the speed limit? So instead of going 60 miles an hour, you can only go 15 because that's safe. That way, even if you get in an accident, you're not likely to die. So if we extend the absurdity and the stupidity of this overly safe, no risk, oh, we're afraid of everything, suddenly lockdown society, then shouldn't speed limits on highways be down to 15 miles an hour? And shouldn't no skiing is allowed, no parachuting allowed, no zip lines, to end all the roller coasters? I mean, we like risk. We like thrill in life. We like the fact that we know that every time we go on a roller coaster, it has a chance, 1 in a million, 1 in 10 million, whatever, but it could go off the rails. Like, we still get on the roller coaster. We still get on a plane. We still get in a car and drive on a highway with people coming right next to us at 65 miles an hour and big trucks barreling down at us and in the ice and the snow and the weather. We understand there's risks. What? Since when did this whole society become, oh, I won't go out of the house until we get a vaccine that's 100% safe and 100% effective, and you understand we're never getting back to normal, should never shake hands again, blah, blah. What the heck? What's going on? Hopefully it's just election year BS, because it's BS every election year. Hopefully that's what all this is all about. Hopefully it gets back to normal soon and people realize, wait a minute, am I really trading all of my happiness to somehow chase some Pollyanna perfect world, there is no risk in the world kind of way to live? Like, who the hell wants to live that way? But anyway, I digress. So Halloween is coming up, and here's the thing. Even though Halloween is likely, depending on wherever you are, to be different than it is in years past, depending on how pro-government, pro-regulation, or anti-regulation, wherever you are, states that are pro-freedom and personal responsibility, more likely to have Halloween parties and trick-or-treating. But in the overwhelming majority of the big cities where all the population, the lion's share of the population, at least here in the U.S., is in and around the cities, likely to have over-regulation and lots of rules against Halloween parties, trick-or-treating, whatever. So what do you do for Halloween promotions? Here's the answer. I think people, from what I can see over the past 6 months, and it gets more pronounced all the time, people crave normalcy. People are looking for normalcy. So if you say, oh, every year, we do a Halloween promotion, but this year, because of the pandemic or the COVID or the shutdown or the depression or whatever you want to call it, we're not doing it. To me, I think that's a big mistake. I think you should just find a way to do it slightly differently. So in other words, instead of saying anyone who comes into our business wearing a Halloween costume, you say anyone who posts a video on social media of you wearing a Halloween costume and says the name of our business gets X% off. Not to mention, because of the viral nature of social media, that's likely to be even better for your business than if they just come in and they alone come in a costume. By the way, is it not ironic, am I the only one who finds it ironic, that the one day of the year where it makes sense and it's fun for people to wear masks, Halloween, other than, I guess, Mardi Gras with the masks in New Orleans. But, universally, people like to wear masks on Halloween with their costumes, and that's acceptable, and that's normal, and that makes sense, and it's all fun. Instead, that's what they're canceling. No parties, no trick-or-treating. However, every other day of the year, you got to wear a mask. But not the one day where everyone wants to wear a mask. You got to wear a mask that the virus, we believe the virus is, they have people convinced, they actually convinced that the virus is so stupid and so inept that all you got to do is wear a little piece of cloth of a few inches, covering a few inches of your face, and this virus is so stupid that therefore it can't infect anybody. So I just find it ironic. The one day of the year where mask wearing is a normal thing, taken away. And every other day where mask wearing makes basically no sense, people are brainwashed to believe, I got to do it. I got to act like I'm sick, like I'm transmitting a virus, even though like some tiny percentage of people actually have it. And if you do, common sense says you just stay home anyway, or you actually, wear a real mask that works, not a bandana or a piece of cloth or all this BS. Anyway, I digress. So ways to make money with Halloween. Do some online stuff, still have the Halloween themed, all kinds of stuff with contests. It can be done with videos, it can be done with social media. I still believe the candy sales are going to be pretty much the same as they are any year. People crave normalcy, so they're going to still buy Halloween candy and give it to their kids, even if their kids aren't allowed to go get it from neighbors. People still want Halloween, so give them Halloween. Do Halloween promotions. Put pumpkins up on your social media and on your websites and have Halloween-themed stuff. You're especially going to be in good shape if your competitors are not watching this video and they're thinking, oh, see, Halloween not allowed this year, trick-or-treating's not allowed, parties not allowed. We just won't do our our Halloween promotions. Then it's going to be even better for you because people are going to want Halloween in their life, especially because they can't really have it. They're going to want to get Halloween-themed messages from you, Halloween-themed promotions from you, all kinds of Halloween type of activities going on, even if they can't be in person. And I'll be covering that as we get closer to the holiday of Halloween over the next, about a month, about 5 weeks or so. But in the meantime, it's never early enough to start planning. So again, bottom line, my suggestion, do not cancel Halloween. By the way, my prediction that candy sales are going to be same as they are every other year is because sales of Easter-themed stuff was the same as it was in years past, even though Easter was basically canceled. Even back then, all churches, all ceremonies in churches not allowed, even on the second biggest day of the year for churchgoers, Easter, behind Christmas, ironically Halloween being the second biggest commercial holiday behind Christmas. So I believe Halloween is still big this year, just got to be done differently. Kind of same as everything, right? The activity is still happening, people are still spending money, people are still buying stuff, things are still going on, they're just going on differently. And the ones that are realizing and asking the question, how can I do things differently and still do something I love and still do something I'm good at and that people want so I can make money, as opposed to the people that are stubbornly saying, gee, the government won't send me another check, or the government won't allow me to open up, or woe is me because of this or that. Like, those people are miserable. People that are saying, hey, things changed and let's find a way to do it differently. Those people having the time of their life. So I'm not saying the time of life because, I'd still like to have friends come over and go to games and go to movies and have movies come out instead of all the filming stopped a few months ago. Sports kind of stopped for a while. I'd like things to be normal. On the fun aspect of life, it's been a downer for sure. But on the business side of things, for a sharp entrepreneur, best opportunity of our lifetimes. Hopefully you're taking advantage of it. Halloween will be no different. Those that do it the right way will have their biggest Halloween ever. Those that do it the wrong way, don't do it at all, gonna miss the boat. Hopefully that's not you. Stay tuned. I'll be helping you out as we get closer and closer to the holiday itself. Thanks for being here live. Thanks for anyone watching on the replay. That's it for Topical Tuesday, and I'll be back tomorrow on World Wide Web Wednesday with some specific tips to help you make money via the World Wide Web. Catch you then. Over and out. Bye-bye.